What is going on, everybody? Oh my goodness. We've been waiting all week long. It is finally here. We got Ravens. We got Steelers kicking off in just a little bit. Right now, the over-under is 43.5 points. Ravens are 9.5-point favorites, which, not going to lie, guys, that's a little surprising for just kind of rivalry that this game is. But hey, I'll take it. Regardless, we're breaking it down on today's show. Keys to victory, a little bit of injury updates. So you guys hang out, stick around. And if you hate the Steelers, do me a favor. Prove you hate them. Go ahead and spam FPIT in the comment section down below. Let's do it, 34 times? That's how many points you put on them last time you played them. Give me your FPITs in the comment section down below, and we'll get into today's show. Start with a little bit of injury update with our man Donte Jackson. Jackson was one of the guys that did not play the last time these two teams faced off. He is questionable with a back injury, has been injured since their game against the Eagles. Time will tell if he plays tonight or not. Next up, Mason McCormick. He has a broken hand, but apparently it feels good, okay? One of their offensive linemen, one of their better offensive linemen, they struggled on the offensive line all season long, so he's going to be a game-time decision as well. And that's the interesting thing when I look at this matchup, is the last time these two teams faced off in Week 16, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the injury bug was pretty heavy in Pittsburgh. George Pickens was out. Joey Porter Jr. didn't play after the first series or two. Donte Jackson was out. DeShon Elliot. Those final three people, those are all in their secondary. TJ Watt played, but he wasn't near 100%. Okay, so I know you beat him by 17 the last time you played him. I know you put 34 on them the last time you played him. But this is going to be a different defense than you saw in Week 16. So how do you beat them? Thank you so much for asking. We're going to go into my keys of victory. Joey P's keys to victory, as I like to say. Number one, you got to win the turnover battle, okay? And when you look back at the last 4 times this team has lost a playoff game, 2023, 2022, 2020, and 2019, every single one of them, they've had a turnover. 3 of them, they've had more than 1. 2 of those, they've had 3, okay? Last year against Kansas City, 3 total turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a strip sack, okay? And so that, to me, is kind of the number one thing I'm looking for. Can you hold on to the ball? Can you keep it to only your guys? And when you looked at the last time you played them, Week 16, you won that turnover battle. However, you fumbled the ball 3 times, you recovered all 3. So did you really win that turnover battle? And then you go back forward, or I guess backward to Week 11, you lost the turnover battle. 3 turnovers to 1 turnover. Okay, so I am keying in on this team taking care of the football. And to me, in my opinion, guys, I think it's simple. You win if you don't turn it over. I think this team is too good. I think this defense is playing too soundly. I think that this offense is running too hot right now. That if you have 0 turnovers, I don't think you lose this game. So it's simple. Keep it to the guys in purple, and I think you move on to the next round, okay? The line is set by myself. 1.5 turnovers for Baltimore. Are they going over that, or are they going under that? If you think it's over, give me an over. If you think it's under, type under in the comment section. This is the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. You're about to get hit with an ad break in just a little bit. Scroll down in the comment section when that comes. Find the pinned comment. Give me an over or an under. Number 2, easy. Establish the run. And I know you guys are getting sick of hearing me talk about this in these preview videos because establish the run or keep Derrick Henry hot has been in every single one of these. But there's a reason. It's because when it happens, you win the football game. What happened Week 16? 24 carries, 162 yards, 6.8 yards a carry, 7 rushes to 10 yards or more. What'd you do? You won the football game, okay? The only thing is I know he did that against Pittsburgh last time, but still, at the bare bones of it, this is a good defense. 98.7 rush yards per game, 6th best in the NFL. 4.1 rush yards per play, tied for 4th. Stacked box, they run at 23.5% of the time. That is 8th best in the NFL. So I know Derrick Henry just had a day against Pittsburgh. And I know Derrick Henry has had 3 straight games of over 100 220 yards rushing. But still, at the end of the day, you kind of got to look at this team that Pittsburgh has, and you got to say they're good. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about that stack box because they run it 23%, 0.5% of the time. So what is a stack box? Well, it's when there's 8 or more defenders in the box. That little kind of red line around that front 7. Okay, when that front 7 turns into a front 8, that's what they like to call stack box. Basically, how many times is your defense selling out against the run? Well, in Week 16, when Derrick Henry last played the Pittsburgh Steelers, he faced a stack box 33.3% of the time. That was up 10% than what Pittsburgh usually does. He's faced it 33.2% of the time this season, is the most in the National Football League. Okay, so you got to think they're going to be selling out to stop it. That's why it's so crucial to establish it early. And this is exactly what you didn't do the last time you were in the playoffs, okay? The AFC Championship game against Kansas City. It was a rainy day. Kansas City had one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. And yet this is the biggest stain on Todd Monken's career, in my opinion, because you went early down, running back run, only 3 times. Your pass percentage on early downs was 69% of the time. Almost 70 in a game that was tight the entire way. You only had 16 rush attempts in an entire game. So that's exactly what you can't do. So I'm begging you, Todd Monken, if you're watching this, I'd first tell you, put it down, watch some film, get ready for the game tonight. But then I'd also tell you, please, run the football. There's a reason you paid Derrick Henry this offseason, and that's to hand him the rock, okay? A little bit of a programming reminder for you all. We will be live for Ravens vs. Steelers, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. So come hang out with us on the channel. It's going to be a blast. We're going to do about an hour and a half of pregame. We're going to be live for the entire game itself. So join us. Make sure you join us. Hit that subscribe button. Number 3, you got to hit them early, okay? You got to take advantage of this team and their lack of ability to put up points in the first quarter. I got more to talk about on that subject, but before we do, got to talk about our friends over at PrizePicks. Guys, it is the most exciting and also the easiest way to play daily fantasy sports. And right now, it is playoff time, and it's now or never. So don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on PrizePicks. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win or see the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections of 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. Think Lamar Jackson will get more than 250 passing yards next week? What about Patrick Mahomes? Will he pass for more than 1.5 touchdowns? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about PrizePicks promotions that sometimes they're out there. It was New Year's Day. I was hanging out with my wife. We opened the PrizePicks app and we saw, bang, promotion, $25 of free play. So, of course, we took advantage of it, and that's exactly what PrizePicks does. They reward you, the user, time and time again. So if you want to check out our friends at PrizePicks, you can download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks. Get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. Next up, like I talked about earlier, you got to hit this team early, okay? And there is damning evidence on this Pittsburgh Steelers team not being able to score in the first quarter. They've only had 3 first-quarter touchdowns this entire 18-game regular season. They've had no games with more than 7 points in the first quarter. They've only had 2 first half with at least 14 points. And they've 9 times have scored 14-plus in the second half. Okay? So it's obvious. This is a team that cannot put the ball in the end zone early. And if you want to know how bad their offense was this past Saturday against Cincinnati, well, just look at this. It was the first time in 10 years that the Bengals held an opponent to under 200 yards. 10 years. Oh my goodness. And it was the first time since 1988 that the Bengals held the Steelers under 200 yards. Those two teams play 2 times a year. Since 1988, they hadn't held them under 200 yards, and they just did it, okay? And they've had a lot of trouble over the past 4 games. 13 points against the Eagles, 17 points against the Ravens, 10 points against the Chiefs, and then 17 points against the Bengals. I'm not even going to try to do the math on that because it's too many numbers and I got too little time, but I'm assuming it's somewhere around 13.5 points per game. Don't quote me on that, but a big reason is because they've got an offensive coordinator that he just seems so set in his ways. And it's shocking that Arthur Smith is as young as he is. Because usually when you've got a coordinator that just won't move off of what he believes should happen with a football team with a game plan, it's an old guy. But Arthur Smith is young. And still he refuses to go away from his run-first approach, even though that has proven time and time again to be a hindrance to this team. Because Najee Harris is good. Jaylen Warren is good. But at the end of the day, do they have the horses in the stables to be a run-first team? Their offensive line struggles. And so it's Arthur, what are you doing? I'm not asking that question. I'm asking Arthur, do it again, please. If you guys want Arthur to do it again, if you want to be with me while we watch Arthur do it again, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button for daily Ravens videos, breaking news coverage, watch parties every single week, live shows every single Tuesday. The best part about it, it's all 100% free. So join the 25,000 plus of the flock that we've got with us right here on Ravens Rundown. To wrap up these keys to victory, this one's simple. Just don't get caught up in the moment, okay? It's a simple thing to say. It is not a simple thing to do. Because when you look at the times that these two teams have played each other, Baltimore struggled. 2002, 2009, 2011, all losses to Pittsburgh, all losses to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. 2015, you beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. I'll also note, first time you're playing them at home in the playoffs, okay? But still, you've played them 4 times. You've lost 3 of those games. This is your biggest rival. This is a team that Lamar Jackson historically has struggled against. This is a team that John Harbaugh historically has struggled against. This is a team that this team in the last 5 years historically has struggled against. So don't get caught up in the moment. Be who you are. Play the type of football you know how to play. Go out, win this game because I believe you're the better team. Okay? Do it now for me. Predict the score of today's game in the comment section down below because I'm about to hit you with my prediction, but I want to see yours real quick before. So I think it is going to be a low-scoring affair. I do. It's going to be a cold day. I think it's a classic AFC North gritty football game. I got the Ravens winning 24-20. Again, it's close. Give me Baltimore. I'm so excited, man. Been thinking about it all week long. We're finally here. Come join me later today and hit that sub button.